LED developer there. Today we are going to finish the lamp project. This is a soft and cozy lamp which is used as a night lamp. Also it generates some salt ions, which is suggested to be good for your health. In the previous episode we have developed and tested a PWM controller which can control the LED with temperature limits. We tested the schematics using an emulator, then assembled a prototype using a breadboard. You can find a link to this video in the description. In this video I want to show you the assembly process. First we will need to clean this board from the old version of controller. This old version wasn't working properly, so now we are going to replace it. Need to remove old passives from this board and clean up the holes so we can solder new components according to new schematics. This is the breadboard from previous video. The only difference is this yellow wire on this board. It will be connected to transistor's base because we want to control some LEDs with it. I didn't touch any components on it, so we can just move those components to our final board. I compared all pins of the 555 timer one by one. I basically just move the components from breadboard to the same place on the resulting board. This technique allows you to avoid many errors and problems, and you can get your board running very easily. After the breadboard was assembled, you need to clean it. I do it using a cotton swab and some isopropyl alcohol, and I recommend to clean the flux well, even if it's not required. Sometimes an old brush also can help you with this job. Now it's time to check if it's working properly. I'm testing the output of the 555 timer. As you can see, there is a PWM signal with roughly 95% duty cycle. Now I'm going to apply heat to this sensor. When heat builds up, the controller reduces the duty cycle and temperature will stabilize. The output power can be reduced until the load shuts off. Now, when the circuit is working, need to solder the LEDs and to create power rails for them. This rail in the middle of the board is connected to the collector of our transistor. Is going to be connected to cathodes of the LEDs. Now we are going to mount the LEDs. We need 2 of them on each side of the board. It is easier if you add more flux there. They have plastic cases, so you shouldn't touch them with soldering iron for too long. Also, they have very small contacts, so be careful. I have nothing to say on this part of the video, so you can just enjoy some interesting soldering video. Testing the LED with multimeters diode tester. Almost all multimeters has this mode, and you can test the wiring, connections and the LED itself. Now it's time to install the resistors. Use the Ohm's law to calculate which resistor could fit your circuit. In my case it was 11 ohms. I found some 22 ohms resistors and connected them in parallel to create 11 ohms from them. There are many calculators and manuals can be found on the internet. Just use them. By the way, don't forget to like and share this video if you want to see explanations on this topic. Also, don't forget to clean your board after soldering is done. I always clean my boards to remove all the flux and chemicals. Also, this makes the solder joints look shiny and tidy. Now it's time to do the final test for this circuit. As a first step, I'm checking with my 5 fingers if something gets hot. Then I started to heat up the sensor with my soldering iron. When the temperature is too high, the controller shuts off the light. As you can see, the circuit is working great. So let's put everything inside the lamp. This is my cat, and he's a big boss in software development. If you like my cat or this video and it was interesting for you, don't forget to like and subscribe.